Good afternoon. It is Sunday, May 12th, 2024. It is Mother's Day. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Melanie Thurston. I am the author of a book called I Will Praise Him. And I'm actually the author of another book called Confessions of Grace, My Survival Guide.
Talk us through your experience with Title Pitch Media and how it will impact authors in promoting their books.
I began to work with Victor O'Neill and Kate Edwards with Title Pitch Media in December of 2023. Confessions, or I Will Praise Him, came out in October of 2023. And I started to work with, especially with Victor, starting in December. He offered me a package to be able to market my book in time for Christmas. And as part of that package, they also helped me develop my website, which is www.booksbymelaniethurston.com. They have been a tremendous group of people to work with. Victor and Kate, Victor especially, even starting the process of talking with me and helping me with some marketing issues with my book and questions that he had, questions that I had that he took the time to answer. And then Kate has been remarkable to work with as she helped me with developing the website, especially as the liaison between myself and the people developing my website. I do a monthly blog. I simply do the blog and I send it in to them, and it gets put on my website. And the nice thing is anytime that there is something that needs to be changed, updated, communicated, and there's never an issue, Kate just forwards it onto the team and it is dealt with. And I've been very, very satisfied with how my website has gone. And I've had several people remark how well done the website is. And I've actually had a couple of people ask me who did my website, and I'm happy to let them know.
What inspired you to write I Will Praise Him?
So the concept of the book, I Will Praise Him, came about as I was struggling with my first book, Confessions of Grace. It's a very personal book, and I was having some struggles with why would the Lord choose someone like me to write a book? Why would the Lord just ask a nurse to write a book about her own personal testimony? And as I remarked, I'm just me, I'm just this nurse. And my friend mentioned to me that if you have your own fingerprint, that you are unique and wanted in the eyes of God. And he's absolutely right. And then he started to mention some verses in Psalm 139. I said, oh, that's one of my favorite Psalms. I love that passage. And the comment that was made was, if you really love that psalm, then you have to really believe that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And what got me started really thinking about the psalm and writing it, because I've always taken such comfort in it, was the comment that either you believe it or you don't. And the thing with the Bible that's so important is that you do have to believe all of it. So I started to really just get in and study Psalm 139. And as I studied it, as I wrote down verses, as I wrote down meanings of some of the words, and really started to dig into this beautiful psalm, I started to write some notes, and notes turned into pages, and pages turned into what ended up being chapters. And after a while, I remember looking up saying, Lord, am I writing another book? And the answer turned into a yes.
What's the significance of the title and the ultimate message you'd like to convey to your readers?
So the title for the book, I Will Praise Him, really stems from the verse that I had the hardest time with in the whole chapter, which is verse 14. It says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. And that was the verse that I had such a hard time with over and over again, because of things that I have been through, experiences I've survived. After a while, I just had a hard time believing that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. And as I joke in the book at one point, that I would stop at the word fearfully and not go past to wonderfully. But the truth of the matter is that if you are on this earth, then God has made you just as He wanted you to be, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Where can they get a copy of your book?
My book is available online. It was published by Trilogy, so it is available on Trilogy's website. You can find it on the TBN website. It is on barnesandnoble.com. It's on walmart.com. It is actually available if you are anywhere near me in South Carolina. It is actually at one of the Barnes & Noble stores physically in Greenville, South Carolina. It is at Crossway Christian Bookstore in 𝐤𝐨𝐽, South Carolina. And it is also available at McDowell's Book Emporium, which is in Anderson, South Carolina. The beauty of my website, the way that it was designed, is that you can actually read a chapter of my book on there, and you can read a chapter of my first book on there. So you can flip through and you can read some of it before you decide if you'd like to buy it. But then if you want to buy it, you can actually link it straight through my website, which comes from Amazon. Again, the name of my website is www.booksbymelaniethurston.com. I would be honored if you would flip onto that website and you would read a chapter of my book. I would be honored if you would want to read my story and my testimony. The Lord has, in His grace and His mercy, allowed me to survive so many things, and my story of grace that He has given me, what He can do for me, He can do for you. It might not be the same way, the same shape, or the form or fashion, because we are all different, and He works in mysterious ways. But what He can do for me, He can do for you, and I am determined that I will praise Him.